What's up, everybody? I got an interesting video for you, and I haven't seen a video like this yet. They might exist. I don't know. I didn't really do that much research on it, but I think the subject was very interesting to me. I'm going to show you 4 amazing athletes in their sports. I'm going to show you Wayne Gretzky, who is widely considered pretty much by everyone the greatest of all time hockey player. I'm going to show you Tom Brady, considered the greatest of all time football player. I'm going to show you Michael Jordan, of course, and then I'm going to show you LeBron James, and I'm going to let you listen to them tell you what they think about being the GOAT or being called the GOAT, or what their answer is when they're asked if they are the GOAT of their sport. And then I'll come back and kind of discuss the comparison between those 3 to how LeBron approaches that. And that's it, because it's humility, appreciation for the guys that came before, the athletes that came before, and the love of their sport from the other 3 versus ignorance and narcissism by LeBron James in the NBA. So let me show you those clips, and I'll be right back.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
I was super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years of everything in sports going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
So now, after hearing LeBron James, take a listen of what Michael Jordan had to say about that question.
Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever.
False.
Why?
Because I didn't play against, all the great players prior to me, and I had those other players to influence my game. It's a great honor, don't get me wrong. But I love that I played against Jerry West to determine if I was a better guard than him or Oscar Robertson, but we'll never know.
Now take a listen to Tom Brady, generally recognized as the GOAT of football.
How does it make you feel, Tom, when you hear your name being mentioned as the best ever?
I don't think I like it very much, truthfully. I don't think it's almost more uncomfortable for me because I never see myself like that, and I've always been underdog.
How do you view yourself? Because you remember before, back in 2003, you told me while we're sitting down having lunch, I'm a 6th-round pick, draft choice.
Yeah.
That's your approach.
I still feel that way.
And now take a listen to Wayne Gretzky, who is literally recognized as the greatest of all time hockey player everywhere in the world. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Do you think you're the greatest hockey player of all time?
No, not at all. I always said that Gordie Howe and Bobby Orr were the 2 greatest hockey players that ever lived. I made my life because of those 2 guys. They took the NHL to another level and gave me an opportunity. No, I would never say that, and I mean that sincerely. I tell my kids that. I say it publicly. I have too much respect for both those players that I would think that I was better than they were. People are always nice. Everybody has their opinions, who the best player was, who the best teams were. We all do. That's what makes sports great. And we don't have the right answer. It's your opinion. As simple as that.
Now, if you look at the description for Wayne Gretzky, it literally says this. He's the only athlete in a major sport where his records look fake. If you literally erased all of Gretzky's goals from history, he'd still be the NHL's all-time points leader just from assists. That's how insane his dominance was. He holds 61 NHL records, 4 200-point seasons, 50 goals in 39 games, career of 894 goals and 1,963 assists, and 9 MVPs. And the guy has no problem being humble and saying that, listen, I cannot say that I'm better. He mentions 2 guys, but I'm better than these legends that came before me. I cannot say that. It's not right. And he shows humility. And he shows growth and mental maturity. looking at what the other guys said compared to Gretzky, you look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan says that, listen, I didn't play against everybody else that came before me. I cannot say that I'm better than them. Their game influenced my game, so I cannot say if I'm better. Thanks to them, I am the way I am. Tom Brady says he does not think he's the GOAT and he doesn't want to be recognized as the GOAT. Pretty much for the same reasons. Wayne Gretzky, the same thing. And then you have a guy like Djokovic from tennis in a sport that is a one-man sport, not really a team sport, saying this. So take a listen, because this one is also important. This is a one-person sport, not a team sport. So take a listen to Djokovic had to say.
As we sit here, I've made it very clear publicly. To me, now indisputably the greatest tennis player that's ever lived. And I've said that, and I'll say it to your face.
Appreciate that.
I hope we can move on from the slightly negative way this had to start, because I felt compelled to say that, because I think it's important to be intellectually honest. As you sit here, do you feel yourself that you're the best tennis player that's ever played?
I've been asked this question quite a bit, particularly lately in the last several years, because of obviously there's a lot of stats that people play with, and they do comparisons between Nadal, Federer, and myself, primarily because of our numbers, of Grand Slams won, tournaments won, we expanded #1 of the world, etc. But my answer is quite consistent when it comes to overall general discussion on the greatest of all time. And I'm going to say it again, which is I'm not going to say whether I'm the greatest or not, because it's not my position to say that. And I would say that would be very disrespectful towards the generations that have paved the way for me, Nadal, Federer, and all the others. Those people that have, created a history of the tennis that we enjoy today.
Okay, so in my opinion, the real, true GOAT of each sport, the main requirement for it is that the majority of people and fans of that sport call that person the greatest of all time. Also, another requirement of that would be being enough mentally mature to have the humility and the appreciation for your sport, the history of that sport, the legends that came before you, and everything else that influenced you as an athlete of that sport to be as good as you are. So it's very important to see the distinction between Djokovic, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, and Tom Brady, the four true GOATs of their sport. Their responses are pretty much the same exact response. And it's hard not to see the difference of how LeBron James responds, or nobody even asked him in the clip that I showed, which most of us have seen in the past. Nobody even asked him. He just straight out comes out and says, what I just did made me the greatest basketball player of all time. No humility, no respect for the game, for the legends that came before, for their work influencing his basketball game, and anything like that. It's just with LeBron James, it's always me, attention on me. I am this, I am that. And that's pretty much it. He always has to get what he wants. He always has to be in the limelight. He has to be at the center of attention. And if he's not, he will always do something to put himself in somebody else's spotlight and make it about himself. And we've seen that plenty of times. So I think you'll all agree with me on that. And I just wanted to show this comparison of the true GOATs of their sport, the true greats, compared to the self-proclaimed GOAT of basketball, which is LeBron James. And let me show you his clip one more time before we leave. But either way, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For
That's
so
what
many
I felt.
reasons.
I was super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years. Everything in sports was going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.